So in this part, we're going to focus on multiplying with complex numbers. So it's going to be the same process as when you're simplifying with expressions. In our first example, we have negative 5 times the difference of 8 and 4i. Since it's in front of the parenthesis, I'm going to distribute the negative 5 to everything inside. So negative 5 times 8 would be negative 40. And then negative 5 times negative 4i will be positive 20i. So there's nothing I could do to the negative 40 nor to the 20i. So that will be my final answer. Now, in the second example, when you have a problem just like this, negative 8i times negative 3i. So these two, negative 8 and negative 3, that would become positive 24. And then when it's I times I, that would become I squared. So when you're multiplying, when it's I times I, it's I squared. Now, since we have I squared, we can actually use this value right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace I squared with negative 1. So it will be 24, parenthesis, negative 1, close parenthesis. So now it's 24 times negative 1, which will be negative 24. So that would be my final answer. So, like I said before, your final answer should not have I squared, I to the third, or I to the fourth. Your final answer should have either real numbers, like this one, negative 24, because I converted I squared into its corresponding value, which is negative 1, right here. And your final answer can have I, just like this one, negative 40 plus 20i. So when you're multiplying and you have I squared, make sure to remember to switch I squared with negative 1. If you have I to the third, switch it with negative I. If you have I to the fourth, switch it to 1. In this example, we have negative 7i times the difference of 6 minus 7i. So I'm going to distribute my negative 7i to the 6 and my negative 7i. Negative 7i times 6 will be negative 42i. Negative 7i times negative 7i will be plus 49i squared. Because remember, I times I is I squared. Next, since I have an I squared, I'm going to switch out with negative 1. So this will stay the same, negative 42i plus 49. Instead of I squared, it would be negative 1. So when you multiply my positive 49 with negative 1, it will be negative 42i minus 49. Now remember, you have to put your final answer in this form. Real number comes first and then imaginary. So it will be negative 49 minus 42i. So that will be my final answer. So in this next example, we have 2i multiplying to the difference of negative 8 and 8i. So I'm going to distribute my 2i to the negative 8 here and to the other, negative 8i. So 2i times negative 8 will be negative 16i. And then 2i times negative 8i will be minus 16i squared. So remember, I times I is I squared. So since I have I squared, I'm going to switch out with negative 1. So negative 16i, this one will stay the same, minus 16. Instead of I squared, negative 1. Here, negative 16 times negative 1 will be plus 16. And then I bring down the negative 16i. Remember, real number comes first and then imaginary comes second. So my plus 16 will be first, so positive 16. Then negative 6i, so minus 16i. So my final answer is 16 minus 16i. That will be our final answer. Alright, in this next part, we're going to be working with where you have two binomial terms multiplying to each other, meaning two terms or two sets of two terms multiplying. When you have something like this, that means that you're going to actually FOIL. So my first part is the 1. I'm going to FOIL or multiply to the 6 and to the 7i. So 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times negative 7i will be minus 7i. And then the second part will be my negative 4i. I'm going to multiply to the 6 and to the negative 7i. So negative 4i times 6 would be negative 24i. Negative 4i times negative 7i will be plus 28i squared. Now, I'm doing FOIL, but you are allowed, if you would like, to use the box method. Doesn't matter to me as long as you do it correctly. So here, I'm going to combine like terms because they both have the same i's. So negative 7i minus 24i, that would be combine like terms. So negative 31i. Bring down the 6. Bring down the plus 28i squared. From there, I'm going to have to switch out my I squared with negative 1. So this will stay the same. 6 minus 31i plus 28. But now instead of I squared, negative 1. When that happens, I'm going to just simply multiply these two numbers. So everything else will stay the same. 6 minus 31i. 38 times negative 1 will be minus 28. Next, I'm going to combine my real numbers. So 6 minus 28. 6 minus 28, that will become negative 22. And I bring down minus 31i. So that's my final answer. There's nothing else I can do to the negative 22 nor the minus 31i. So when you have two binomial terms multiplying, you're going to use FOIL or box method. And then when you use box method, combine like terms. Here, make sure to switch out I squared with negative 1, and then combine your real numbers together, combine like terms, 6 and negative 28. Alright, in this next example, we have negative 7 minus 3i times 4 plus 3i. So, I'm going to be doing FOIL. My first number, negative 7, so I'm going to multiply to the 4 and the 3i. So, negative 7 times 4, negative 28. Negative 7 times 3i will be negative 21i. And then, negative 3i times the 4 and negative 3i times the 3i. So negative 3i times the 4 would be negative 12i. And then negative 3i times 3i would be negative 9i squared. So I'm going to combine my i's because they're like terms. So my negative 28 will stay the same. And my negative 9i will also stay the same for the moment. Negative 21i minus 12i will be negative 33i. Next, I need to switch out I squared with negative 1. So it will be negative 28 minus 33i, negative 9 times negative 1. Again, I switch out I squared with negative 1. So I'm going to simplify this. So it will be negative 28 minus 33i. Negative 9 times negative 1 will be plus 9. So now I'm going to combine my real numbers together. Negative 28 plus 9 will be negative 18, and then minus 33i. There's nothing I can do with the negative 18 nor the 33i. So that's going to be my final answer. So again, what I did was FOIL, After 4, I combine my i's like terms, and I switch out my I squared with -1. And then, when I finished multiplying -9 with -1, it became +9. I combine it with my real number, which is -28. That's how I got -18. And then I got -33i by becoming like terms, so -21i minus 12i, which was -33i. In this example, we have the square of -7 plus 4i. When you have a problem, an example, and it looks like this, what you're going to do first is work with the square. So the square means that I'm going to write this twice. So, parenthesis, -7 plus 4i, close parenthesis, and then another open parenthesis, -7 plus 4i, close parenthesis. So again, you see how I wrote -7 plus 4i twice because of that square. Alright, so now it's just going to look like the previous two example, which I'm going to FOIL. So my -7 will multiply to this -7 and the 4i. So -7 times -7, 49. -7 times positive 4i will be minus 28i. Next, my 4i, I'm going to multiply to the -7 and the 4i in the second set of parentheses. So 4i times -7 will be -28i, and then 4i times 4i, which will be positive 16i squared. Now I'm going to combine my like terms, my i's together. So this will stay the same, so 49. And then this will also stay the same, so plus 16i. So -28i minus 28i will be -56i. Next, I'm going to switch out I squared with -1. So it's going to be 49 minus 56i plus 16 times -1. So again, I switch out I squared with -1. Then from there, I'm going to multiply 16 with -1. So it's going to be 49 minus 56i minus 16, because positive 16 times -1 is -16. Now I'm going to combine my real numbers. So 49 minus 16, that's going to be 33. And then I'm going to bring that over, minus 56i. So my final answer is 33 minus 56i. There's nothing I could do to the 33 nor the -56i. To review, I wrote -7 plus 4i twice because of the square. From there, I FOIL, and you could use the box method if you like. Afterwards, when I finished FOILing, I combined my i's together, like terms, and got -56i. And then I switch out I squared with -1, which when I multiply 16 with -1, that became -16. And then I combine my real numbers, 49 minus 16, which became 33. And then I bring forth my -56i. So my final answer, 33 minus 56i.